Let me see if I can get everything working today. Hello, my coffee nuts. How are we doing on this Monday morning? It is Monday. The dog is behind me. My coffee's in my hand. My news stories are ready to go, and I can't believe I am anywhere near being on time after having to take Ronan to work this morning. So, there's been a lot of crap happening over the weekend. The US with its sanctions, Venezuela did a vote, Putin getting pissed on Sunday and saying that we needed to move diplomats out. Let's see who we're saying good morning to this morning. We got Neil in the chat. We have Wolf Girl. Good morning, Carrot. Mitch the Ripper. And we have Jason. All right. Oh, and there's Rhetorical, Icy Rhetorical Entertainment. All right. So we got some of our usual morning coffee nut crew. Olenska, how are you doing this morning? Oh, man. I got up at 6 o'clock, 6:30 this morning. It's a little early for me. I usually get up a little after, like when he's leaving for work. But I had to take him to work this morning, so I needed to get properly caffeinated to make the trip there and back again. Let's see. We've got actually 2 facepalm stories today for media stupidity. One revolving around ads and one revolving around a particular personality who I think is, better suited for writing books. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's see. Our first story of the morning. We're going to do some quick news. So over the weekend, Putin demands reduction of U.S. diplomats in response to sanctions. what looks to be tearing a fissure in an endlessly tenuous relationship between U.S. and Russia, Putin demanded that the U.S. reduce its consulate and embassy staff by 755 people. The U.S. State Department says the move is uncalled for. This decision came 3 days after Congress approved sanctions against Russia. Okay, let me see. Just to recap, the sanctions are also going to be levied on Iran and North Korea as well. The sanctions against Russia are to try and punish Russia for meddling in the 2016 elections and for its aggressions on the Ukraine and Syria. There's also a mention in a previous one that I did Friday saying that this is also in retaliation as an answer to their backing Assad. The vice president started his European tour today in Estonia, which is the country that is currently holding the presidential seat of the European Union, a seat that rotates every so often. So, thanks, Finn. That's good that I had an ad. Yay! All right, second one. Pakistanis root for Khan in the election for prime minister. If you remember Friday, the prime minister of Pakistan had to resign amid the controversy that he and his family was corrupt. That also led to other problems. Good morning, Beardy. Out of Islamabad on Tuesday, Pakistani's parliament will elect a new prime minister. This is on the heels of Nawaz Sharif's resignation last week. On Sunday, thousands came out to show their support for Imran Khan, the opposition leader. The Muslim League Party, of which Sharif is a member, is a favorite in the elections along with their nominee, Shahid Khaqan Abbasi, who has been proposed to being the temporary prime minister of another province until Sharif's brother can contend it. Even though they're expecting a contender for the seat to be named, everybody's expecting Abbasi to win the seat. So there you go on what's going over there in Pakistan and with Putin. I know, right? That's what the name sounded like to me. All right, let's see here. Next one. In the ongoing musical seat called the White House nowadays because our president can't quit pitching fits, General John Kelly is now new chief of staff in the White House. You guys would remember that he used to head up the Homeland Security. Now he is going to be chief of staff. So here we go. Retired General John Kelly, previously the Homeland Security Secretary, takes over Monday from the ousted Reince Priebus. Trump hopes Kelly can bring some military order to an administration weighed down by a stalled legislative agenda, a cabal of infighting West Wing aides, and a stack of investigations. All right, cool. Congratulations, Mitch. Still, Kelly's success in a chaotic White House will depend on how much authority he is granted and whether Trump's dueling aides will put aside their rivalries to work together. Also unclear is whether a new chief of staff will have any influence over the president's social media histrionics, which we know he loves his histrionics on Twitter. Former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski, who was ousted from the campaign in June 2016, said on NBC's Meet the Press that he expected Kelly would restore order to the staff, but also stressed that Trump was unlikely to change his style. Trump is boisterous and loudmouthed. He is going to be boisterous and loudmouthed. I don't think there's any shutting that one up unless you get him out of office somehow. Kelly's start follows a tumultuous week marked by a profane tirade from the new communications director, that's Scaramucci, Trump's continued attacks on his attorney general, and the failed effort by Senate Republicans to overhaul the nation's health care. In addition to strain in the West Wing and with Congress, Kelly starts his new job as tensions escalate with North Korea. The United States flew 2 supersonic bombers over the Korean peninsula on Sunday in a show of force against North Korea following the country's latest intercontinental ballistic missile test. The U.S. also said it conducted a successful test of a missile defense system located in Alaska. There's a secondary link to a secondary channel that should be floating over there. That is my news channel. I did do an update over the weekend. I believe Friday is when I did it on my secondary channel about Kim Jong-un's missile launch. So if you guys want to check that out, go to the secondary one. And I'm going to be putting the link in the description probably after the show. Senator Dianne Feinstein, a Democrat out of California, said on CBS, Face the Nation, she hopes Kelly can be effective and begin some very serious negotiation with the North to stop this program. Another diplomatic fissure opened Sunday when Russian President Vladimir Putin said the U.S. would have to cut its embassy and consulate staff in Russia by several hundred under new sanctions from Moscow. In a television interview, Putin indicated the cutback was retaliation for the new sanctions and a bill passed by Congress and sent to Trump. On Saturday, Trump threatened to end required payments to insurance companies unless lawmakers repeal and replace the Obama-era health care law. He tweeted that, quote, a new health care bill is not approved quickly. Bailouts for insurance companies and bailouts for members of Congress will end very soon, unquote. I can't stand Dianne Feinstein either, Carrot. Senator Susan Collins, a Republican from Maine who opposed the efforts to move a health bill forward this week, said on CNN that cutting the payments would be detrimental to some of the most vulnerable citizens and that the threat has contributed to instability in the insurance market. The House has begun a 5-week recess while the Senate is scheduled to work 2 more weeks before a summer break. So they are in their recess. Anything. I think they spend more time out of office than they do spend in the office. Good morning, Lord of Cancer. And when they're in the office, they spend too much time arguing with one another. Does Trump need to think more before he tweets? Does he need to quit sticking his foot in his mouth? Most assuredly so, in my opinion. There are some things that he's doing that I like. There are some things that he is doing that I do not like. One of the things that I do not like is that he doesn't seem to be asking anybody when he picks up his phone and he tweets. Now, some of his tweets are funny. Some of his tweets are very, how shall I say, entertaining. Good morning, Feathernut. And some of his tweets are better off not tweeted because they're exhibiting gross foot and mouth disease, in my particular opinion. As President of the United States, he should make sure of what he's saying before he tweets it out. He shouldn't just off the top of his damn head. You cause more problems that way being the president than if you were to think it through first. Yes, announcing major policy by Twitter is a bit odd, especially in regards to the trans policy that he tweeted out that nobody in the staff, he said, actually knew about it. They were hit out of right field. Yeah, some of his tweets are really, really entertaining, Finn. I have to agree. They are entertaining. But sometimes he needs to think them through just a little bit. Yeah, they are honest for a politician. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, let's see. I got to find my picture here. There's my scroll bar. Politics. There we go. Find world. There we go. We're not doing that one, but I am going to use a picture that I feel is fitting. Let's see what we got going on over here. Work. All right, this is more of a timeline kind of thing because what's going on over in Venezuela is really scary for the Venezuelan citizens. I felt it needed to be covered because somebody is trying to do an election that may very well end their democracy and turn it back into a dictatorship. This is out of Caracas, Venezuela, the latest on Venezuela's political crisis and the vote for a constitutional assembly. All times are Venezuelan times, 7:50 a.m., Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro is asking for global acceptance as he casts an unusual pre-dawn vote for an all-powerful constitutional assembly that his opponents fear he'll use to replace the country's democracy with a single-party authoritarian system. What? Fell over. Just have your avatar here. What the hell just happened? Oh, shit. All right, hang on. All right. How is that? Better? Good morning, Sir Wolfie. Am I sharing the screen again? Not a joke this time. All right. Can you hear me? Because Futter says that you cannot hear me. All right. Once blind, but now I see. Good morning, Tailed. All right. So EU concern for future Venezuelan democracy. It was you. Okay. Good. It was you. Because with my computer problems, God. All right. All these times are Venezuelan times. So let me start over. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is asking for global acceptance as he casts an unusual pre-dawn vote for an all-powerful constitutional assembly that his opponents fear he'll use to replace the country's democracy with a single-party authoritarian system. Scary shit. Accompanied by close advisors and state media, Maduro voted at 6:05 a.m. local time, far earlier and less publicly than in previous elections. The run-up to Sunday's vote has been marked by months of clashes between protesters and the government, including the fatal shooting of a 61-year-old nurse by men accused of being pro-government paramilitaries during the protest this month at a church a few hundred feet from the school where Maduro voted. We've stoically withstood the terrorist criminal violence, Maduro said. Hopefully, the world will respectfully end its arms toward our country. Yep. Future people. We have time travelers. Yes, we do. 9 a.m. Dozens of Venezuelans are gathering early at voting centers in Caracas, Petare neighborhood, saying they plan to cast ballots because they hope for improvements in their lives. Next spot is 1:10 p.m. Venezuelans appear to be abstaining in massive numbers in a show of silent protest against a vote to select constitutional assembly, giving the government virtually unlimited powers. Across the capital on Sunday, dozens of polling places were empty or had a few dozens or hundreds of people outside, orders of magnitudes less than the turnout in recent elections. Gerbil. Someone has the Imperial March as their ringtone here. I usually do, but my phone is not ringing, so it's not me. Let me see. An Associated Press reporter toured more than 24 polling places in neighborhoods across the capital, including many traditional strongholds of the ruling Socialist Party in southern and western Caracas. Virtually all the polling places had seen hours-long lines of thousands of people in the elections of the last 2 decades in the Socialist administration. At 3:40 p.m., Venezuela's chief prosecutor's office is reporting 3 deaths on the day of a controversial vote. This brings deaths to at least 116, killed nearly 4 months in nearly 4 months of political upheaval. So they've been going through this for months. Yeah. We need some Beardy in Venezuela to straighten these people out. 6:50 p.m. Officials from Argentina, Peru, and the United States said Sunday that their governments would not recognize the vote, following similar statements from Colombia and Panama. U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, has tweeted that the vote, a sham election, that takes Venezuela another step toward dictatorship. Good morning, Thraxie. Peru's government says the vote violates the Venezuelan constitution and deepens already significant divides within society. I wouldn't doubt it. 8:55 p.m. A rising number of foreign nations are vowing not to recognize the Constituent Assembly that President Nicolas Maduro and his allies have promised will remove opponents from power. On Sunday, Peru, Argentina, Canada, Spain, Costa Rica, and the U.S. and Mexico announced they would not recognize the results. Colombia and Peru earlier said they did not consider the assembly legitimate. Pancake sandwich? Oh, yeah, especially if you put eggs and sausages in between the pancakes. That would be good. And if you could pass that through the computer, that would be great. 9:20, a key ally of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro says there was record participation in Sunday's election for a constitutional assembly that says he will surprise the opposition, whose leaders contend turnout was exceptionally low. Ruling Socialist Party leader Diosdado Cabello says that while the official National Electoral Council results are being counted, I can assure you there was record participation. Right. That participation being a gross difference in numbers depending on the way the government saw it. Here we go. The way the government saw it was 8,089,320 people showed up to vote. Sounds great. Unfortunately, the count was met with mockery and anger from members of the opposition who said they believed 2 million and 3 million people voted. One well-respected independent analysis said 3.6 million people appeared to have voted, not the 8 million the country keeps trying to declare. Once I restored order, education, sanitation, and the economy. Yep. So that's what's going on in Venezuela. Crap. So we have covered our stuff, and now we're going to do our shout-outs. This morning is going to surprise you because the first shout-out is not usually, is not of the skeptosphere. No, does not watch only skeptical stuff. I have an eclectic mix, and my computer is not loading the page as fast as it needs. I do watch anime from time to time. That is a surprise to some, I know, a shock to others. I completely understand. All right, and here we go. Anime America is one of my favorite channels to get all of my information for anime. They do top fives. They do. We've got a poll going. Yeah, I know. Go ahead, call me a weeb. They do. They do top lists. They also rank and rate anime and things of that nature. So if you guys are interested, yeah, go ahead. No, I don't own any of the anime toys. I just watch anime. It does not make me a weeb. And so go ahead and follow Anime America. They're really entertaining. Next one on the list, and unfortunately, since my page isn't loading as fast as it should, next one on the list is 4 Men. 4 Men, if you follow a particular Miss Anonymous on Twitter, she started this channel completely for charity. In other words, she is not going to keep any of the proceeds that this channel makes. What it is to fund MRA. There's another. All right, cool. I will copy and put that in the description section. All right, I've got that. I am copying it. Thank you, sir. 4 Men is a channel that Miss Anonymous created to fund men's rights charities and to get the men's rights movements out there in order to combat all the false narratives that this third wave and fourth wave feminism is pushing. The next channel out there is Hard Bastard. Hard Bastard does the news, like me, except he commentates it. He comments on it a little bit differently than I do. He's a little bit harder at it, but of course, suits the name, Hard Bastard. And the last one on the list, if he's still in the chat, is fucking Moo, Tailed Featured. He does commentary. He does parodies. He's a really funny and nice guy, and he's having a bit of a hard time, which is why he's on the list today. I consider him a friend. I have been on a couple, and I have harassed him from many live chats. You're getting it because you're having a rough time, dude, and I'm trying to get your name out there and, you know, trying to help you out any way that I can, even though I'm too broke to do it the monetary way. So, all right, so there are our shout-outs for the day. Let's see. Cringe, right? We got to do our face palms. Show without the face palms. No problem. All right, our first face palm is out of Sky News. The headline is Gender Stereotypes to be Banned in British Adverts. Who's face palming with me? The movie heralds the move heralds the end of adverts showing women cleaning the family home while men fail to even use a vacuum cleaner. Tuesday, July. There we go. Tough new rules on gender stereotyping in advertising are being introduced to an outdated expectations of women cleaning and washing while men struggle to do basic duties. These stereotypes can be harmful and help drive unfair outcomes, particularly for younger people, according to the research cited by the Advertising Standards Authority. Yes, the face palm heard round the world. The report, Deceptions, Perceptions, and Harm, includes a tougher line is needed on adverts which feature gender stereotyping. Brown buffalo. Report author Ella Simile told Sky News, "We know that depicting gender stereotypes in ads has the potential to reinforce expectations as to how groups or individuals should look or behave because of their gender. And that can have a potentially harmful effect on the way people consider their own aspirations and potential, as well as their expectations as to how others should behave." Did anybody else hear the voice from the teacher from Peanuts as I was reading that paragraph? Because I heard it running in my head while she was talking. Because it sounded like a bunch of fucking nonsense. Because, I mean, we all know they're commercials. What are commercials? Commercials are ads. Ads aren't supposed to depict, for lack of a better time, what's going on in reality. That's why for those of us that are like my age, older, or slightly younger, that freaking infomercial for that pancake flipping thing was like, you flip and it flops. And I'm sitting here going, I've never had a problem flipping a freaking pancake in my life. Why would I want this thing? Seriously. If you're making a mess out of your pancakes, that means you're not making your pancakes right, in my opinion. All right. Second facepalm. It's a 2 for today. Yes, because I had to cover it because she's an idiot. J.K. Rowling slammed for disgraceful lie about Donald Trump. What was she lying about? She was lying about whether or not Donald Trump and Ivanka spent time with a child in a wheelchair. Did they? Yes. Did she say they didn't? Is she an idiot? Yes. Because we all know she should just stick to writing books and stay out of politics. Of course, with all these elitist idiots, whether you're an actor, a singer, or a writer, you need to stay out of politics completely because you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I mean, you know, it's bad when you're sitting there looking for, yeah, exactly. JK, pull yourself together. Exactly, Carrot. Exactly. You're lying about something you didn't need to lie about. I mean, come on. She is fake news. She's somebody desperately trying to stay relevant outside of books. And she should stay in her books and writing them because she's... Yeah, exactly, Thrax, exactly. So I've never had a problem flipping a pancake in my life. I can't remember the name of the stupid thing. Exactly. I'm a billionaire. I know more than you, peasant. Exactly. That's the mentality of elitists nowadays. They think the rest of us plebs are stupid. We have no clue what's going on. We don't keep up with the politics. We don't know anything about policy. And if you look at a lot of these regressive leftists, then yeah, that's proof that their head is far up their ass or down in the sand, one, to where they can't see reason. They're not really paying attention to what's going on. They believe everything they see and hear, which is something that you really shouldn't do if you want to be halfway intelligent. They don't do any research. However, they want you to do research if, you know, you ask for a citation in any way, shape, form, or fashion, because, you know, you cannot refute their arguments because, you know, then you get labeled or slapped with 20 million buzzword insults that is enough to make anybody's head spin. It's gotten absolutely ridiculous. Nobody debates anymore. Nobody really debates anymore. I mean, there are a lot of people on YouTube that say, you know, that call for debates on Twitter, set up these said debates, and then you go to watch these debates, and they're not debates. Let's face it, okay? A debate is somebody on one side of the table, somebody on the other side of the table, somebody sitting in the middle holding a little timer, and somebody mediating it. That is a debate. A debate isn't fulano de tal here, which is Spanish for some idiot over here, and fulano de tal here, and both of them talking over each other and arguing the entire fucking time. That's not a debate. Yeah, they just argue. Exactly, Beardy. I mean, there's no such thing as rebuttals and bringing up topics and actual... Yes, debates have rules. Exactly. You know, you need a moderator. You need somebody to keep you know, a lid on things, and you need the answers timed. They make emotional arguments. Exactly, not facts for debate. Exactly. And you need people in the middle that are neutral, that are willing to be a referee and keep a lid on it and keep everybody, you know, calm-headed. Because even, I mean, during the election cycle down here, the debates were more of a circus than they were debates. Everything is degrading nowadays. How does she have time to tweet? Doesn't she have 2 books coming out this fall? I don't know, Jason. I stopped kind of following her. After she started tweeting out all this stupid political shit, I just stopped following her. So I don't think I'm going to be getting any more books from her. Not that I'm the kind of person that if I disagree with your political stance, I am not going to buy your books. But she's turned me off. Oh, Beardy used to be a moderator for formal debates. No one wants to have a proper debate. Yeah. Exactly. I completely agree, Beardy. I completely agree. With Carnival. Yeah, you should. It would probably make them a little more entertaining. I can see debates now with the doot going on in the background. No, you're not invisible, Sir Wolfie. And I already said that it was too bad that our side needed proof. We're the ones that have to do the proof. We're the ones that have to present the proof. Because whenever we ask them for proof, they come up with 20 million excuses. Yeah, and when they disagree, they block. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of drama going on as well. She's the same as any regressive. She points the finger, hoping she won't be signaled out herself. Exactly. You're busy looking in other directions, and you're not looking in your own. Nobody's looking at you, supposedly. Okay, so, and I will put this over here and update this. Live streams today at 3 p.m. PST, which I believe is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over at Magog of Morscar's channel. Magog and the Beardbarian are going to be having another story time, so check that out. I will be putting the links in an updated description as soon as I get off of this live stream. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me go ahead and put the time here. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Dark Art has his BS Monday Quiplash stream. If you guys want to play Quiplash, BS, and just shoot the shit while you're playing around and goofing off, that's what Dark Art's Quiplash channel is for. From 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Jason Brazeal's channel is Jason's Pub. Relax, chill, play games, and bullshit if you are so inclined. So those are the live streams for the day. Let me go ahead and put over here. Beardy story time. This will 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I got to put the link there so I can update the description section. So there is your singling yourself out. Yeah. So there are your listings of your live chat, of your live streams, if you want to go and bounce from live stream to live stream. Keep yourself a little bit busy. And as always, my friends, may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have an absolutely marvelous Monday, or at least a Monday that isn't mundane and mucky. As soon as I get off of here, I will start up my coffee club in my Discord server. So I shall see you in Discord.